Welcome to Biz Buzz with Bruno, presented by Mads Theater. I'm your host, Michael Bruno, and today we have lovely and talented people from the Madison Savoyards, and with us is Don Dexter, the director of the current production, and Ryan Nash. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hey.
Thanks for having us.
Nice to see you, Bruno.
Absolutely. Nice to be both here. So, Don, first of all, for people that may not be familiar with the Savoyards, tell us a little bit about who they are and what their mission is.
Well, we've been around since 1963, and our mission is to preserve and produce the works of Gilbert and Sullivan and entertain Madison through that. And we've had that as our mission for, my goodness, it is 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long time. We've done this show, this particular show, we've done 9 times over that 60 years. So we wanted to do this show in particular. It's one of the best loved Gilbert and Sullivan shows. We wanted to do this show for our 60th anniversary.
And how many of these productions have you directed?
This is my second. I did Ruthergore last year, and so they're kind enough to invite me back again, and this is the second time with them. Yeah.
And did it start out with like high school or college students in the origins of it, and it kind of evolved into community theater?
Way back in time. It was started by high school students, and they got a couple of adults who I'm 69, so they weren't that much older than high school students who they roped in. They were young high school teachers, I think, and they put together a production with a full orchestra. It was still sort of a concert production, I understand, at the Congregational Church here in town. And so that was the very first, and the very first one I do believe was Iolanthe.
That was the first one I was involved in.
Yeah. They've done that probably about 5 times, I think.
Yeah, we performed that at the old MATC, which the building I think is finally being permanently demolished piece by piece. Yeah. And then the next year I did Pinafore at First Congregational Church.
Yeah.
That was my personal favorite because I got to play Dick Deadeye. And there's nothing better than to play, a pirate, number one, and number 2 to play a villain. So I really, those are 2 of my ones that are near and dear to my heart. And your timing for doing pirates is one of, because it's just Linda Ronstadt's birthday was, I believe, yesterday.
I did not know that.
And she was brilliant in Pirates of Penzance. Yeah. So happy belated birthday, and in honor of you, Miss Ronstadt, we are now bringing Pirates of Penzance to the Madison stages. So where do you currently perform this production?
We're at the Bartell Theater downtown Chicago, downtown Madison.
How very dare you!
I have big dreams. 113 East Mifflin Street, downtown, off the square.
And obviously, you're on the big stage upstairs in the Drury, right?
Yeah, we're on the Drury stage. And now on our stage, that's where we're going to perform it.
And what did you do previous to coming aboard with the Savoyards?
Oh, I've been very active in the community theater scene here. I've acted with probably every community theater in town at one point or another. Before that, I was out in L.A. trying to make a living being an actor, and I took all the money I made acting, and I bought a newspaper, and I turned to the want ads and to see what people were really paying for finally. But and I came back here at that point.
And what years were you in L.A.?
I was there between 84 and 93.
Well, that's exactly when I was there. How come we didn't do a comedy team
I
together?
have no idea. I don't know.
Stars crossing, paths crossing. Yeah, that's when I was there 83 through 96. Then I went to San Francisco. And then I came back to Madison in 2001.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So I was out there. I did a number of did some industrial film out there. So I did work. But the family thing happened, and eventually that pulls you out of the belly of the beast and drags you back to civilization.
True. Well, Madison is lucky to have us. That's all I have to say now.
That's right.
And speaking of the new generation, I'm going to segue into introducing the lovely and talented Ryan Nash. So tell us a little bit about your character and a little bit more about Pirates of Penzance.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing Frederick, the pirate apprentice, I suppose. He's there. You want to hear about the character of Frederick? Or you want to hear about me? What?
How about both?
Okay.
You can start with whichever one you want and then mingle it right in there.
Lovely. Yeah. I mean, we're both characters, so to speak. I like to think. But yeah, no. We're talking about our long tenures being elsewhere. I just moved out here to Madison in this past year, last summer, for school at UW Madison. I'm from Massachusetts, where I did school and was raised and born and stuff. So I guess that's me. I've spent no time in LA.
Oh well, eventually.
Well,
so
you know,
what made you choose Madison?
Really, it was because I had formed a really good connection with my teacher's teacher, my voice teacher's voice teacher, Jim Dewing, who has retired this year, unfortunately. He's abandoned me. But yeah, it was very cruel of him.
Oh, fella.
Yeah. But no, it's here, and it's love it here. It's like it's been really great, you know. And part of the one of my favorite things about starting Savoyards is getting to be connected with there's a really, like, I'm sure you've noticed, there's like a really bustling and like vibrant like arts community, and everybody just like doing all these great things, and I'm getting to meet them, and there's people from all walks of life and all of ages that are just like really talented and kind, and so yeah, anyway, that's my favorite part about being part of that.
It's
And
a great community.
is this your first production in Madison?
It is. Yes. We did.
I know these are difficult questions. I know.
No, we did. I did the two shows with the UW Madison Opera. We did Albert Herring in the fall, and we did Traviata in the spring. This fall, come see Callisto if you're out there, and then come see in the spring. We're doing The Light in the Piazza.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, cool, gorgeous music. But yeah, so I've gotten to, I guess, say hi to the community twice if they go to the UW shows. I don't know, but so I guess this is the third hello to the community.
And so, are you planning a career in musical theater or in voice or?
Yeah, I'm currently I'm going into my second year of my master's degree in voice performance in opera at UW Madison. The plan is, if they will pay me, I will do a career. There's the rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they let me, I'm gonna try and do opera and operetta for a living. Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about your character. Now we know all about you.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
So Frederick, the pirate apprentice, the show opens and he's a pirate. He's finally out from his indentures. His contract is up. And he doesn't want to be a pirate anymore. He says, "You guys are all horrible people. Individually, I love you all with affection unspeakable, but collectively, I look upon you with a disgust that amounts to absolute detestation." Yeah, and like, I don't know, I really think it's a show about people, all of these characters, like, with like struggling with their morality and like codes of operating in life. And Frederick is, I think, very funny because he's really strong in his sense of like legality, but I think he really struggles with the being a good person part. Like, he like makes decisions, acts certain ways, and he's like not a good person. He tries to do the right thing, But coming of age story, like I guess a lot of stories.
A man finding his way through the world.
Yes, trying.
What drew you to Gilbert and Sullivan as a venue for you?
Really, if I'm going to be honest, I don't know very much about Gilbert and Sullivan. It was recommended, because we saw the ad, so to speak, and people were like, Frederick would be great for you, and like expanding like what you can do. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I love like the British humor. Like, there's like a refusal to take anything seriously in Gilbert and Sullivan, which is like funny. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like it's different from other like contemporary or contemporaneous like straight comedies, because it's like there is a bitingness, right? There's like a point being made always with the humor, which is funny. It's not just silly. It is like, as I said, like these people struggling with their moral codes in like just stupid ways. So yeah.
And that really was kind of the mission of Gilbert and Sullivan. They were really poking fun at the aristocracy, really poking fun at the politics of the time.
Gilbert was a devoted Whig which was the left wing of British politics at the time, and very much a small R Republican. He did not really believe there should be a monarchy in England, and a lot of these jibes are the fact that all of these people have so much and have done so little to earn it.
And of course, musically, it's the songs have transcended operetta and opera to where they've come mainstay in a lot of contemporary and in past theater pieces.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing is always the patter songs, which I think are brilliantly ingenious. But God forbid you miss one beat in that.
Yeah.
And who's playing your modern major general in this?
Bradley Carter is. Bradley Carter, he's a madman, and but a great madman, and very talented. And he is the rap master of our organization. So do come and see it. If nothing else, see it for him. Well, see it for this guy
there
too.
You go. There you go.
He looks slighted. No. We got him. We got the Young Lovers. We got everything in the show. We got Young Lovers. We got the comics. We got the chorus. We have ladies in 1890s style swimsuits. What's there not to like?
Ooh, and on that note, we're going to take a short break. We're going to bring one of the lovely ladies onto our stage and give chance for Ryan to beat Don into a pulp. We'll be right back. welcome back to the second half of Showbiz Buzz with Bruno. And due to the magic of our wonderful, capable staff, a.k.a. Benjamin Barlow, we are here now with the lovely, lovely, and talented Madison Rose, which I'm making that your stage name forever now.
It works. I don't mind.
Such a great name and so befitting you. So welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you.
So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you've been, where you'd like to go to.
Yes. So my name is Madison. Yes, my parents attended UW-Madison, and so did my grandparents, and so did my cousins, and so did all my aunts and uncles. However, I live in Minnesota, and I went to the University of Minnesota Twin Cities. So I apologize ahead of time, but I still love Madison. So I went to Minnesota for both my undergraduate and my graduate degrees, and I have my master's in vocal performance. I graduated with my master's in 2020, so obviously that was a year that a lot of stuff went down. So it's been kind of a difficult progression, but it's been really good. So now I've been doing work with Minnesota Opera. We're doing work with Lyric Opera of the North, with Journey North Opera. I was at Chautauqua last summer, which is in upstate New York. I was at the Chautauqua Conservatory. And this summer I saw the ad because you guys advertised nationally, and I thought, oh, I'd love to sing Mabel. And so I drove and thought I'd give it a try, and thankfully they said yes.
So you're like an artist in residence for this then, right?
Somewhat, a little bit. I suppose you could say that, yes.
And tell me a little bit more about Mabel, about her character. Who is she and what is she all about?
She is wonderful. I just love her. I've been singing one of her arias since I was 19 years old, and I'm 27 now. So
Get away. You are not 27.
I am. I'm 27. I know.
Wow.
I know. I look really young, and I don't mind. But, she is... she falls in love with Frederick at first sight. But what I love about her and what I love about what Gilbert and Sullivan did is that they gave her more agency than many female characters have in opera. I mean, that's something as an opera singer that I've had to grapple with because there are so many shows, and with my voice type being the light, ingenue, or comedic, oftentimes my roles are... they're great. They're beautifully sung, but the characters themselves, the women, just have things happen to them. And what I love about Mabel is, especially the way Dawn is staging this, is that she makes things happen. She goes after Frederick. In fact, Frederick has kind of given up, like, maybe no one will love me. And she goes, oh, no, I will. You're fine. And then, I lead him in a dance, all these different things. And I love that about her. And she's maybe not the brightest bulb on the tree, but she knows what she wants. Yes. And that is something I really respect as her character. And she loves Frederick. She does. She falls in love with him, and she wants what's best for him and what's best for her, which I think is something we don't often see in operas or operettas from that time period.
And have there been other Gilbert and Sullivan shows that you've been in?
No. I've seen several Gilbert and Sullivan shows, but this is the first time that I usually do more hardcore opera. I don't know.
Yeah, baby. Hardcore
opera. But less, I don't often do a ton of operetta, but this was one that I really wanted to do at some point, and I'm enjoying it very much.
So, Dawn, what did you think when she came into audition?
Oh, she did this cadenza. And it was like the atomic blast, And that was fabulous. And she had this nice personality when we were just talking. We only have about, 10 minutes per person to see which is hard on us as well as the people auditioning. But she pretty much these two blew me away in what they could do. And I am very excited to have them in the cast.
Excited to be here. It was fun, and I actually walked out of the audition, so because my family all went here, I'm living with a family friend this summer, which is very kind, getting to stay, but I walked out and I just said that was one of the best audition atmospheres I've had in a long time. Because whether it's just part of the industry and you rarely get feedback, you rarely get people engaging, even if you're doing comedic pieces, I count it as a win if I can make the administration laugh, whatever. And they laughed throughout the whole thing, and then they actually spoke to me as a person, which sounds like it shouldn't be that big of an ask, and yet sometimes it is. And so I really appreciated it, and I thought, okay, I hope that they liked it. I hope
they like me. They really like me.
Exactly. Yes.
And what are your aspirations for after the show?
Yeah. So I I hope to continue performing and doing roles. At some point, I think I want to get my DMA and be a professor. I do teach. I have about 15 students right now that I teach that I really love. And I love teaching, kind of taking people from good to great or great to excellent, really refining their artistry. But next on the docket, I'm going to be in Dark Sisters, which is a complete opposite of this role. It's very dark, as birthed by the title. And it's about the sect of Mormonism that broke off when they outlawed polygamy. And so it's a very, raw show, and it's going to be quite a change from this. But
and where's that at?
That'll be in Journey North Opera in Minneapolis. So that'll be at the end of September. So that's next. And then I'm also going to do La Boheme with Minnesota Opera in the spring. So I'm in the chorus for that. And other auditions, So that's the hope, is to keep this going a little bit,
And what's the age range of your students?
My students, they range. I really teach past puberty because I want to be able to really work with them. Again, not worry about damaging the voice, because the voice is so fragile in that period. And so they're usually aged 14. I have some, mostly high schoolers, but I do have a couple adult women that is really fascinating to work with, because it's a different dynamic, as, I'm younger than they are, and yet I have the degrees and I have, more experience. And so, but then they also have more life experience. And so teaching in a way that, we're navigating different hormonal changes or different things that have happened in their lives, and how do you make the voice. My goal is to make sure that everybody feels like they find their voice. I don't want them to have my voice. I don't want them to have Ariana Grande's voice. I want them to have their voice, because otherwise we're bereft of their voice in this world, and that's a sad thing. And so whatever that looks like for them, I think that's the most important.
That's so cool. And are they all female?
Yes, I do have a couple of boys.
Yeah, their voices change like that. What do you see?
They're so, I love them. But it is, and that one is one too, where I sometimes will contact an old teacher of mine and say, "Is this normal?" I think it is, but I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything. And he's always like, "Yes, they're baby baritones. It's gonna happen." Which is always okay. You're normal. So.
And do you do this through the Minnesota Opera?
No, so I do this through a couple different. So I have my own studio. I teach actually at my former high school. So they invited me back in to be a private teacher, which I just love.
That's so cool.
It's really cool. And then to get to work with my former teachers and and then a couple different churches I work through as well. So I kind of have 3 streams, and then a couple of church jobs, and yeah, it works out.
So are they all coming down here to see you in the show?
A lot of them are. It's very sweet. They really...
Yeah, the box office thanks you.
Yes. No, I have, family, because my mom's whole side of the family lives in Milwaukee, so they're all coming up. And then, a ton of my friends, including friends who are taking days off of work, to come drive up from Minneapolis, and it's very sweet. I feel very appreciated and loved, and it's a very kind thing for them to do.
That's very, very sweet. So what do you think of your fellow castmates in the show?
I love them.
Now, really? I want you to, we have to be honest here.
Yes, I know. No, everyone really has been so welcoming and kind. And a bunch of us went out after rehearsal on Friday. And it was a motley crew, because we had ages 22 to 69. And it was 9 of us, and it was just such a, but it was a fun thing. How often in life do you get to have such a diverse group of ages and people? And people who, do music as a profession, people who don't, people who do all sorts of different things. And then I've really enjoyed working with Ryan as well. I think he's incredibly talented. Yes, you. I think he's incredibly talented, and I think we play off of each other really well, which is important in this show. I think if we didn't like each other, I think we'd have issues.
Then you'd be doing Kiss Me Kate, right?
Yes, exactly, yes.
And what's it like working with a younger man as your leader?
It was actually very sweet. My boyfriend said, "Okay, you're older. You got to take him out to dinner first before you kiss him."
Isn't that nice of him?
I said, "Okay,
Besides,
thanks."
Frederick has a thing for older women.
He does. He has a thing for older women, yes. So it's been very fun.
Excellent. So, Don, anything else that we should know about, and any of the details you have in your crib notes that you so generously brought with you?
All right. Yeah. Okay. Pirates of Penzance is at the Bartell Theater, 113 East Mifflin Avenue. We have performances Friday, August 4th. That's when we open. Saturday, August 5th. Thursday, August 10th. Friday, August 11th. Saturday, August 12th at 7:30 p.m. 2 matinees, August 6th and August 13th. That's at 3 p.m. And we also have a special children's event, which is before the performance on Sunday the 6th. So I hope you'll be there. Tickets range from 21 to 36, depending on your age and circumstances. And we hope we will see you all there at the Bartell Theater in downtown Madison.
Yes, that's Madison, right?
Yeah, downtown Madison.
So, tell me a little bit more about the children's event. What is that entailing?
Well, we give them a tour of the Drury Theater where we're going to be doing our work. We show them the dressing rooms. We acquaint them a little bit with the material they're going to see. We acquaint them with some of the language, actually, to help them enjoy the show. And basically give them a little preview of what they're going to see, and we think that that'll help them enjoy the show, and we hope to grow future Savoyards from this process. So,
and is that included in the ticket price for the matinee, or is it a separate event?
that is a freebie.
Oh, it's even better.
You could even sneak in.
Dress up as a
Don't
child.
do this. Don't do this. But you could come in and just do the children's event and stiff us. But please don't. Please come and see the show.
And would this involve the whole cast? Will you be involved with that?
I'm so excited. Outreach is actually one of my favorite things. Before COVID, I got to be Cinderella in a touring production of Cinderella. It was so much fun. And like just to kids ask very blunt questions sometimes, you know, like, are you really in love? And you have to kind of navigate. The characters are, and I love this person as a person, but no. Or like, you sing really loud. Yes, I do. Thank you. Like, how do you sing so? I like those, but I love it. It's so much fun to just.
And how do you dance in those glass slippers?
Oh goodness. Yes, exactly.
That's very. Is this the first time you've done that with kids?
No.
You do that for every show?
generally do that one matinee performance each season.
I did not know. That's the first I've heard about that. I think that's a
Yeah.
great thing. And so I'm assuming that's going to be a continued thing you'll do in for future productions. as well?
Yes, that's part of our outreach, and that's an important part of what we do.
Excellent. Well, it's, Madison Savoyards. You say Savoyards, I say Savoyards. You say Savoyards, I say Savoyards. With Gilbert and Sullivan's Pirates of Penzance at the Bartell Theater, downtown Madison. Get your ticket. Are the reserved seats or the general admission?
They are. It's reserved seats. Yes.
Okay, so go to the Bartell box office, go on the Bartell website, buy your tickets now, take your kids, take the whole family, come and see it many times. Go to the children's thing. I think that's a great idea. It's a really, really wonderful thing to make sure that our kids have arts in their lives and that they can experience live theater. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Biz Buzz with moi. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in today. See you next time.